Hey, friends and family, welcome to D20 Tavern AZ. Welcome back to session one, and this is going to be episode one. We're doing something a little different today. What we're going to do is we are going to break the first session, which is about 2 hours long, into three separate episodes that are each about 30 to 45 minutes. So, let us know what you think. Let us know if you like this format or if you really love having the uber big mega episode. Um, Really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay with us, bear with us this episode. The next three episodes are really a little more about character development and world building than about any kind of hack and slash. So, um, hopefully it's still entertaining. That's really kind of our goal. As you guys know, a lot of you guys probably have played D&D quite a number of times before. A lot of these campaigns kind of start off a little slower. You know, building the foundation, building the content before it kicks off. So I hope you enjoy this. Really love all of you guys that are a part of this. Comments and feedback are always appreciated. And hang on there till the end because we've got a couple questions for you and we really love your feedback.
Welcome everyone to D20 Tavern, Arizona. We've got some exciting things going on here tonight. So first off, previously at the tavern, you guys were on a farm and you were off from your expedition and found and given a safe place to eat and get some grub and some free drinks and whatnot. But you were expected from Jelly Bean to put in some work on the farm. Along the way, you would one night after one of the hard days' work, you had seen one of the farmhands coming in a panic, and her name was Fez, and she was usually kind and kind of seen as almost the farm face for the Whitewater farm. And there was a kind of a little bit of a disagreement between you and Smoke, where he was kind of harassing you a little bit while you guys were doing your daily work.
Was a disagreement?
For Fez, you guys had agreed to get a little bit of equipment from the farmhouse, which was really unseen by you guys to this point in time. And you guys went up the Gray River, and retrieved some lost materials for Jelly Bean that Fez was for sure that she was going to receive some sort of punishment. When you guys got there, you discovered that it was crash landed on a rock and defeated a rather goblin hungry crocodile. After rescuing the supplies and the raft, you guys gently went down and successfully brought back the supplies for Jellybean. You guys had a short meeting with Jellybean where he had asked you to take the supplies to a safe cache away from the farm. Right? So later, after that you guys had done that, you found yourself in the farm with a tight-knit group of what looked before you of a gang, and they introduced themselves as the Clearwater crew and gave you guys your first mission to go into town with a box of goods, which would look to be either moonshine or clear water is what they're calling it, to a drop-off point of at the Dragon Tails to a kobold who lives in the town of Bregmore. His name was, gotta find it here.
Gad.
It was Gad. Yeah, you remember that. We kind of stole that from a different thing. So Gad. And it's within the small town of Bregmore. So you guys were allowed to sleep not in the house, but up in the farm, up in the covered, not so cold sections where you guys were sleeping before in little basically under the stars or in the tent or in some sort of tent, that canvas tent that's been set up.
Oh, like actual people. Wow.
So you guys have been
So
allowed
generous.
to, yeah, like a good indentured servant that you guys have been. So, you guys sleeping soundly in the hay, no mice or anything scattered around. Smells of pig feces and whatnot. Seems to be kind of comforting as you guys snore away. Now, as you guys are all sleeping, in the morning, you kind of start to rise as a crow, or not a crow, but a chicken, in the morning. But and when you wake up, Smoke, standing over you is this gray goblin with a crooked nose, and he's doing one of those things where he's and he's peeling a potato, and it's kind of like going off. What's that?
Does he see me wake up?
Are you trying to be? Well, yeah, 10. He does see you
What
when
is
he
the
wakes up.
goblin doing?
Yes.
For those audience that don't see
So,
us.
so he is spitting, and it's one of those spits after like
Oh.
milk what you did to like your
Oh.
little sister, where it kind of drips down, and then he slurps it back up, and he drips down, it goes back up, and it almost it like touches your nose.
And what's this guy's name? This that same
His,
dude
this
you
this
said I've had problems with?
is Strubs, and then when you wake up, he goes, "Oh, it's about time, you little worthless
I'm gonna
rat."
roll over and adjust myself and say, "Bless your heart, Shrubs. You're more of an idiot than I thought."
Oh, well, you're quite the young whippersnapper now, aren't you? You and your crew that seems to be just making their way up here. You've got the honor of getting to go into town.
Do we have to take you?
I'm part of the crew that's going in to see that you guys don't cause any trouble. I know what kind of things you're going. You know what?
You might learn something. This will be good for you. An up-and-coming opportunity for a man like yourself.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
Are there any other witnesses? I mean, anybody else coming along with you, Strubs?
Meet in the tavern. We got some rather good instructions for you, and by what Jelly Bean said to come get you and make sure that you get there for breakfast. For your good deeds.
And he spits.
In your direction. You're just a rat.
Did he take a bite out of that potato? Does it look eaten out of at all?
It's gone.
It's gone. The one he was peeling partially. But see, prestidigitation only works at night. Did he eat it last night? I just have to ask him if it was good. Just have to ask him if that was a good taste potato.
Prestidigitation is
Like
10
an hour.
minutes.
10 minutes,
Oh.
so it wouldn't be good. So he like goes to the.
Oh, I didn't want to.
Does anybody else want
favored
to?
it terribly.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
I want to wake up.
Okay.
I would say that before going to bed, being as that the crocodile meat is not something that we get, it would be like a delicacy. I would want to take steps to have it preserved, smoked, whatever the case may be. I don't want it to sit there and rot while we're sleeping.
So passive perception of 16, right?
16.
So you can smell the remnants of the fire that's was burning overnight. So possibly a place where you can do that. Go and do a survival check to see if you can do. I mean, this is going to take up a better part of your morning, where you're going to have breakfast. in like
I was
a couple
hoping
hours.
before we went to bed, instead of leaving it out all night,
before. Okay.
if that would make sense. I still roll for it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll for that. The fire would have died down.
That'd be a 19.
19, yeah, you were able to kind of get all that stuff and get it going. Man, and to add into that, he probably would have been chewing on some of the crocodile meat that was.
I'm just gonna
Good thing.
glower at him, just turn my back. on him.
Community meet.
I'm gonna go wake
Snake.
up our bird friend.
Get there for breakfast.
He's just gonna hop his way down.
I'm gonna take out my pipe. and tap it full of my tobacco and whatever else I've been finding around the farm, and light it and have a nice smoke while we walk over to get some breakfast.
By the way, Strubs, you know what his last meal was, yes? Looked a
No,
little like you.
a little like me. We'll find out what you guys are made of when you go
I
to
belch
town. You
loudly.
just wait.
And he kind of meanders down the stairs and through the farm.
All right.
The morning for about an hour or so is yours.
I want to gather up the skin, some of the larger bones. We had established during the last session that it looked like if we maybe took it to somebody who knew what they were doing, that we might be able to have some armor fashioned from it. So I would like to gather up what I believe through my cunning artisan ability. I'd like to gather up what would be useful in the creation of armor, and so that we can take that into town and drop it off. The same with the cunning artisan. I can take a short rest to harvest some of the parts of it, and I want to create a shield
Okay.
out of the gator.
So
We'll help you.
If that wouldn't leave too less for
it's
the.
gonna take some time to kind of craft all that. It'd take a good better part of your morning within. Does it say that it reduces time
It says during a short rest.
during a short rest? So 30 minutes. Wow. So you would have about 30 minutes. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and make another.
I can make shield. I can't make armor, but I can make a shield, club, javelin.
Let's go ahead and make another survival check, or no, let's do an intelligence check here.
He says, looking at my sheet.
Intelligence check.
You
It's
got-
crafting. It's putting it together.
Oh, that's not terrible. That's a 16.
16. So you're able to craft what looks to be like a kind of almost. How do you want to make a 16? Go ahead and describe this.
So, as long as it's not going to take too much of it away from being able to make the actual armor. I mean, there's a giant croc, so I'm thinking there's probably some. But I was thinking about just taking some of the hide of the crocodile and basically stretching it over like a wooden shield and just having it be a very basic kind of shield.
What about the skull?
Oh, the skull has been saved.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely it has. Yeah.
It's
It's a fairly basic shield. I don't think I can make a masterwork or anything.
I mean, you've got the spine of this thing too. I'm pretty sure crocodiles have spines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They have spines. So, not a biology teacher. So you have a spine there if you want to do anything else with that rest of that
I'm gonna
hour.
hold off. I want the bulk of the choice bits to go toward a professional to make armor, but I just wanted to make a very basic shield for either myself or my brother.
So while it was Grax is kind of like
I'm Grax.
Grax.
Korth.
Yeah.
Korth is there like basically harvesting, and he's like butchering and crafting, and basically like you're gonna be this bloody mess. You've been on the farm.
Once or twice, I've visited a few.
And you've seen like, cutting open and like the blood, and guts, and
Processing an
the
animal.
processing.
Yeah.
However, the crafting and like the like he's like using his mouth and kind of going
Oh,
through
it's
it,
not
and
pretty.
it is not pretty. I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution save
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my.
Okay.
because you said you were helping him.
I was, yeah. I thought I was processing for him so he could focus on the making.
Fortunately for you, possums are among the hardiest of the
Yeah, that's what I'm
deity
trying, because I
races.
think I have something for,
Is it like trash can connoisseur?
no, it's against diseases, but yeah,
You're thinking of the raccoon.
That's
Not
right, I
diseases,
am.
This is
Yeah.
just
straight constitution.
this is straight Constitution.
I rolled a 2 with a +2, so that's a 4.
4. So you catch it,
Yeah,
but then you lose it.
yeah.
Right? Type deal, and it's like it's bad. Just chunks of like corn and potato coming out as he's really getting into this. All right, so
Sadly, New Life Alligator's pretty good.
So
Yeah, what else we
while my brother crafts his wonderful workmanship and my compatriot throws his up, I sit in solitude and enjoy my pipe, and I smoke it in worship of my god, Lathander, the god of birth and renewal. And I sit there and I look at the sunrise and the clouds passing and let the smoke drift upwards, and I say a quiet prayer of thanksgiving for our lives and for our victory the night before, and for guidance for our day today on this mission.
It's been a while since you've really probably had this sense of like almost like acceptance, Phil. Like there's almost been this disconnect since you got to Rome.
The chaos of
The chaos,
life,
like the chaos of life.
anxiety.
Like probably like trying to think on what, you know, what the heck Lathander is trying to do. But as the sun rises, it's one of the most beautiful sunrises you've seen over a barren land of rocks. But it's over the, just over the cornfields. You're watching this, as some of the field hands get to work and stuff, and almost a sense of belonging or purpose here.
Yes, I feel like, although I don't understand it in the moment, I feel like I am where my brother and I are where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm just going around taking any little pieces of food I can find and filling them in my pockets.
There's a lot of crocodile.
And as whenever I see
Corn.
Strubs walk by, I just make just a quiet little voice. Get in any trouble. Walks by, just look away.
So he probably would be looking at you, and he's kind of moseying his way up towards the Whitewater Tavern. So you get there, and there's as you following him up to the tavern, you have there's almost like a crew of people that have shown up to here. What's your passive perception?
13?
13. That's good enough. What you see is, as you're following Strubs, you see Jellybean, like on the outskirts, and this is, you see one ogre and almost a small troop of goblins that's with them, and there seems to be like some sort of conversation. Jellybean has this. Did we pin down? Are you from Sharn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you would recognize as what would be in a sense, a boomstick.
Okay.
It's about this big, in a sense, what we would know as a shaka, and it's like over his shoulder, and he's like talking back and forth and whatnot. And probably 50 yards away from this, Strubs kind of starts to pick up and starts to run up.
I'm just gonna follow right on behind, one step behind him.
Okay. So one step, you follow up behind him. How close do you want to get to this kind of encounter?
I think he's just following, paying more attention to bugging me. He sees what's going on, but just right behind Strubs, just a half step behind.
Okay, so Strubs kind of stops right at the fence and kind of leans up against the fence and to listen and watch what's going on. And Jellybean, at this point in time, you're close enough, probably about 25 yards away from the group.
You can't come on his land without any warrant. I'm not within the boundaries of Bregmore, you stupid thumper. You go back to town or you're gonna get some trouble out here. You're gonna need a bigger regiment than what you got.
And the ogre comes back. Well, the boss man says you gotta let us search your land, and I gotta do what I'm told, or I will just let us look.
Is he still holding?
And it's this big ogre, right? Well, you recognize ogre, and he's got a large club over his shoulder, not out, but over, like on a strap. This like large tree
Okay.
is back there.
He's still holding on to his garden hoe that we got from the shed. We still have the garden tools.
You still have your gun.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna stand there and I'm gonna make the sound of a boomstick like I've heard before in Sharn, and just go look at him and go.
They don't see your movements. Some of the goblins. Now the goblins are wearing everyday like leathers, like a leather, but they have like a yellow sash on them, like almost in the like on the front of their lap, connected to their belt. On this, it's like a yellow leather. It's definitely been stained on it. They're kind of looking around and stuff. Out from the tavern, ever so kindly walks in Fez.
Well, everything can be okay. We've got Jellybean. If they want to search the land, they will just find corn and berries and all the good apples and stuff. Now just let these ogres go look, and they won't find anything but what we farm here and sell right here out of our tavern.
Jellybean seems to calm down a little bit. Looks at the ogre and says,
You can have your way today. Next time you best bring your papers, or we'll have some trouble. Go look around.
and he looks at one of the. There's a half orc that's there.
He goes, Mug, can you please show these fine patrons around the farm, and if they have any questions about any places, you can answer it just as it's me. Hear that, Thumper?
So Jellybean marches into the tavern, and now this half orc who's got a straw hat, and he's dark tan, big old jaw, teeth, maw of fangs. He has a missing eye. He's bald. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else here that I want to say about him. Dark brown skin. But his speech, so you'll catch this. I'll show you round the town or round the farm. Thumper, right this way. And he starts to kind of walk. So innocently through the farm, probably. The ogre stays out front. Some goblins go out onto the farm. So that interaction goes. It's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes goes by. Wherever you guys are at, I would probably say you, Grax, see the goblins and stuff kind of coming onto the farm, start searching through the cornfields and stuff first.
I see. Is Clink following behind them?
You would have seen Clink and Strubs walking towards the tavern from your angle.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to Clink, walk in that direction. Doesn't look like anything too alarming is going on.
So this is like you start walking, come down the farm.
No.
You see him heaving, right? Him
Okay.
kind of going
Still?
to town,
Okay.
right? So he's kind of like at this point, And that moment where the spit's dropping out, right? It's like kind of uncontrollably. Good thing Strubs isn't around to make fun of you, right? But as you start to check that out and start walking up towards the tavern, those goblins now, or some of the goblins are making their way, and you see this half orc that you might have caught if you ever went into if your character would have went to the tavern at all, maybe to like take some supplies and stuff up there. He's known.
Is he one of Jellybean's guys
He's
then?
Mug,
Uh-huh.
and he is kind of like one of the bouncers for the tavern.
Okay.
Kind
Okay.
of big and burly.
Yeah. So I've seen him around. I don't
You've
know
seen
him.
him. And as you walk, he's trying to like, hey, don't be going too far away from me. Morning, Grax.
Morning, Mug. What's going on here?
Oh, just some routine looking. Just they want to see what's going on here at the farm.
I got something to show them over there, I says. I point over in Smoke's direction. That's a sight worth seeing. He's been at it for like 5 minutes now.
Some of the goblins come over.
Where did this come from? Where did you find this?
We found in the river.
Found what? The vomit that came out of me?
Came from
Looking
the possum.
No, we're talking about what is that?
Meat.
Pointing at the meat and stuff.
You've never seen alligator?
Where'd that gator come from?
Well, they live in the water.
He takes out a pad.
Where in the water?
General, very vague gesture toward the river.
Writes down.
What's your name?
You may call me Korth.
Korth. These are folk don't live in these parts. It's mostly goblins and gnomes. When did you get here? And do we have papers for that dragonborn over there?
You don't need papers. He is my brother. We live here on the farm doing work. Nothing very interesting, I promise.
Don't you get me the rolling those eyes at me, boy. I'll see you.
Marches a couple of goblins.
I give Korth a look like, can you believe these guys?
They go like marching over towards the farm and with Mug, and Mug's kind of go with them all around. All right.
I want to offer the shield I made to my brother.
Oh, thank you.
If you would use a shield, it's yours.
Oh, yeah, I gotta take a look at it.
I'll still keep it.
No, you got yourself collected.
Oh, good.
What is it?
Make a
What is
con save, actually, before we say you got yourself collected. Make another con save.
To your AC.
I am a possum of very refined constitution. Clearly.
So, folks, what was that? What would you roll on that one?
A critical failure.
Critical
Oh.
failure. So you're like down on your knee with your
I
hand
think
down.
I'm allergic to alligators. Is what I
Seems
think is-
that
I think
way.
This is what's
I
asked
need to
after.
cast Cure Wounds on you.
No, actually, in fact, I mean, I do have advantages. If this thing poisons me, I can deal with it then.
We're not quite there. You're not
Yeah.
poisoned because you didn't consume any of the alligator, but you've lost.
Getting dehydrated.
You're right in there. Okay. After a couple minutes, you're able to kind of get back out of this, right? But
Are you
we're-
sure? Give me roll again. I got another
don't want to
D20.
go there. You should probably use your.
I went 2. If there's a 0 on them, we'll find it because I went 2, 1, and then we can find the negative slot.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Let's smoke. It's time for breakfast. Let's go.
I'll put some in the bag for later.
You've made room, my friend.
Yeah.
You must be hungry.
So yeah, we'll go. I'm gonna get food.
Ogre just stands there. Fez comes up and like offers the ogre a drink if he wants some. The ogre turns it down. Anything else you want to do during that time?
Where is Clink at right now? Is he inside the bar or is he with
Clink, you tell me where would Clink be?
Well, he was with Strub, so did
Strubs
Strubs
is
go?
still at the gate.
Just following around harassing him.
Okay, then
like
I think he's just all you're gonna see is just the corn stalks twitching every so often as he's making his way. And peeks his head out a little bit further down, a little bit down.
Sees a straw-filled man and goes.
Some crows come
Down,
in.
yeah, just down a little bit.
How
Just
tall are you?
quietly.
How tall is Clink?
Short for something.
So I get a little bit of a weird vibe from these visitors. Can I do like an insight or perception check just to kind of see how well armed they are, if there's anything I need to be concerned about, if one of them maybe seems especially dangerous.
So perception above a 10, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's our
14.
community dog, everybody. We have Oakley, Sir
He's
Oakley
over the
James.
telephone.
Yeah.
He's around here. You'll see a tail wagging. Anyways, and a nose poke up every now and then. On your passive perception, you're going to see that they have some armor on, some leather armor.
The goblins, or
Goblins
the
do.
orc.
The
No,
orc,
ogre.
mug. You don't see the ogre at this time.
Oh,
you
I
can
haven't seen
see,
him yet. Okay.
What's your passive perception?
14.
14? Yes, you can see the ogre off in the distance.
Okay.
Just standing there.
Okay. So I take note that there's an ogre on the farm.
Like-
That's significant.
Ogres are about 9 feet tall,
Yeah.
so you would see that over the corn stalks and like go.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they carrying any weapons and stuff? You would see probably short bow, short sword and stuff on them. One has 2 short swords. Go ahead and roll an insight to see what kind of read you get off of them.
It's 9,
9?
11.
11. They're inspecting, right? Is basically what you're getting. They're definitely going around and they're looking for something.
Have I seen like these kind of inspections before?
Yeah, this would have
Okay.
been something like you would have seen, like
So,
people
so I
getting out
know
of
like
boats
this is
looking for-
basically kind of like the government more or less kind of overreaching maybe a little bit, or just kind of pushing their weight around.
definitely trying to push their weight
That's the
around.
vibe. Okay. Yep, I mean, there's nothing I can do. Just keep an eye out and, stick next to my brother and smoke.
Okay.
I think we should go.
Yeah, let's be about our business and get some breakfast.
Right.
Wow, thank you so much for hanging out with us for that episode. Really appreciate it. So I have a question for you guys. At the beginning of the episode, we found the little goblin that's kind of been harassing Smoke for a while, messing with him while he was sleeping. I'm curious, you guys have played a number of different characters. Tell me about some of your favorite characters and how you think they would have reacted in that situation. Leave a comment, give us some feedback, send us an email, send us a tweet, or whatever you want. Thank you so much for being who you are and for being a part of this. We love you, we appreciate you, we couldn't do this without you. And stay tuned for episode 2, which is going to be released a week from now.